Hello students, welcome to today's reading of Ruby on the Outside. We are almost done with this book. Okay, we are picking up on page 134. Let's get started. I have no idea, and neither does your mother. I'm just saying that out of disrespect. Oh, Matu went on. Anyway, after your biological father left and your mother met Nick, well, we all thought things were going to get to be better for her, for both of you. Well, I never thought that. Your mother did. She was looking for a dream, Ruby. You have to understand, Nick was like her mother and father all rolled into one. He built things and planted things and took care of the house. And he brought her cups of tea with honey and cream. No one ever did anything like that for her before. She was afraid to lose him. I look at Matu. I know no one did anything like that for her either. So I understand why she went with him that night, Matu said. But she left me, I say. I know, Ruby. She made a terrible mistake. I don't think your mother ever understood how important she was to you. She didn't think she was important to anyone. She felt worthless, and so to her, leaving you alone for what she thought would be a few minutes didn't seem that important. I know it doesn't make sense. It did. I know what it's like to think you are not important, not special, to think that what you do doesn't matter or make a difference. But Nick was dangerous, I prompted her. He was, and your mother knew it, right from the start. But it was like he was offering a drink of water, and she was so terribly thirsty. She had been walking in the desert all her life. But the water was poison. It was. We were both quiet for a while. I never really studied the underside of a row of industrial sinks before. It's not real pretty. I think we should go, Matu, I say. Are you ready? Just one more thing. Of course. The boy that died that night, Josh Tips, I begin. Yes? His family would hate my mother, wouldn't they? They wouldn't care about that story, about being thirsty or living with strangers or your mother dying, would they? They would just hate us. Matu stands up. I can tell her legs are stiff and aching. She's always complaining about her bones, her back, and the pain that runs down her arm. But I think there are other aches that she doesn't ever talk about that are her real pain. I don't know. They might not. But what made you think about them? How do you even know that name? I'm staying on the floor. It seems safer down here. I feel smaller. I wish I were little again, but I didn't know any of this. I answer her. I've heard you say that name, and then I found it on the internet. I read about the whole thing. And the boy who got shot. About the trial, about everything. It's so awful, Matu. My mother is responsible for Margaret's brother dying, being killed. Before I can feel sick again, Matu is right next to me again. She groans a little, but she crouches back down. Ruby, what are you talking about? Matu is saying. What does any of this have to do with Margaret? Josh Tipp's parents don't even live around here. They live in Virginia. Well, the father does. The mother is in Utah or something like that. There is a kind of buzzing in my ear and the tip of my nose. What? We've been in touch with them, Ruby. Your mother writes them letters all the time. We just didn't think you'd want to hear about that. Not yet. Josh's father even came to visit your mother once. Josh Tips is not Margaret's brother, I ask? The buzzing is getting louder and moving into my whole face. My heart is thumping out of my control. My whole face is numb. Margaret's brother? No, why? Is her last name Tips? Yes, I say. And she has a brother who was killed? Yes, I don't know. He died somehow. I think. So I just thought. Now Matu starts crying a little too. You thought that Josh Tips from that night was Margaret's brother who died? I nod. Oh, baby girl. No wonder you've been so upset. No, Ruby, you don't have to worry about that. We've got enough to worry about. I am still a little confused. Are you sure? What, sweetie? Are you sure there's another Josh Tips? Yes, Ruby. I'm positive. I saw the Tips at the trial every day for months, and I've met Margaret's parents. They are not the same people. It's just one of those crazy things. It's just a name.